Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Texan News Scoop, your week in review of this week's top stories from the campus, region, and beyond. Today is October 16, 2015, and I'm your host, Katy Tonkin. This week's top stories are Tarleton Homecoming Trivia, Kevin Sorbo as guest speaker, wildfires in Texas, an Ohio man charged for interference in rape case, and Israeli security forces throw tear gas canisters on Palestinian protesters. For this week's scoop, Texan News reporter Alejandra Arguin went around campus testing students and staff on their knowledge of Tarleton trivia.
Hey Tarleton Texans, follow me around campus as I go ask trivia questions about Tarleton to students and staff.
When was Tarleton founded?
1899.
1878.
1800.
Oh, wait, I know. 1899.
In 1899.
What is the name of John Tarleton's pet duck?
Oscar P.
Oscar P.
Hey, Oscar P.
Oscar P. Oscar P.
Yes. How many oak trees are there around campus?
128. 12.
150.
A lot.
What is the grass burr?
That's the yearbook, right? Yearbook?
The grass burr is the yearbook.
It's the yearbook.
Yes. What do the Pooh give the president upon graduating?
A pig.
Is it a pig?
A purple pig.
Their mask? I don't know.
What are 2 out of the 4 things that students or anyone at Tarleton cannot step on?
2 out of the 4 things. Can't step on a crack, you break your mother's back. Can't step on the chalk.
The stamp outside.
What is it called?
The seal.
Yes.
Yes. And the grass.
The grass. The seal.
The grass. The seal.
Oh, yes. Will be rising or bring down the intact plane.
With a cannon.
No, with a
2x4.
There you
I
go.
should have known that. That was my duck camp group. With a 2x4. Yeah.
What is a 2x4?
In local news, according to the Stephenville Empire Tribune, hundreds of people attended Lone Star Arena for the Choices Clinic and Life Resources Center's annual banquet featuring Kevin Sorbo as the guest speaker. Wednesday night, Ashley Graves, executive director of Choices, called the event the best one yet. More than 750 people went to the 21st annual banquet. In regional news, according to the Associated Press, the most recent wildfire in central Texas has burned at least 25 homes as firefighters from across Texas struggle to stop a wildfire that spread across more than 6 square miles. Bastrop County Judge Paul Papey spoke at a community meeting in Smithville, Texas on Thursday afternoon and said milder temperatures and diminished winds have helped in the firefight. However, there's still no rain in the forecast for the county. Bastrop County Emergency Management Coordinator said 25% of the fire has been contained. In national news, according to the Associated Press, an Ohio man was on electronic monitoring in an abduction case. He had a 14-year-old girl dropped off at his home by a taxi and held her captive for months and raped her, according to criminal charges and court records. Cody Lee Jackson fled the state after pleading guilty this summer in the abduction case to a charge of interference. He was arrested last week in Utah when he tried to run away after giving a false name to drug task force officers. He is to be brought back to Ohio for sentencing on the interference conviction and to face numerous federal and state charges coming from his alleged crimes while on electronic monitoring. In international news, according to Associated Press, fire burned in the streets as Palestinian protesters were fired on with tear gas canisters by Israeli security forces for protesting in Bethlehem. Palestinian protesters were apparently throwing things at the soldiers. Thanks for watching this week's episode of the Texan News Scoop, a product of the Texan News Service at Tarleton State University in Stephenville, Texas. Today's show was produced by Alejandra Arguin and Sarah Gann. I'm Katy Tonkin. You can like us on Facebook by searching Texan News Service and follow us on Twitter and check out our website at www.texannews.net. Have a great weekend, Tarleton Texans.